One word or sentence to describe the power system management today: old-fashioned.
In order to address the challenges that we have, we need to figure out how to work together.
When people say inefficiencies, they think about losses. I would say observability.
The utility industry is in a state of flux. There are sort of four main issues that they're dealing with today. You have the reliability, resiliency issue, affordability. Now we're throwing in the decarbonization issue, so environmental issues, and then you have the equity issue. It's a challenge because it's difficult for them all to be true at the same time.
What I've seen for us for inefficiency is that there's not full monitoring of the power grid, and that's a problem. What does the power industry need to know about the broadband industry? One thing we know is data. Data is power, and that's what we do. And our network sits here, and their network sits here, and they intersect. And we can use that data to empower the power company and get that response to this coming change out there faster and in a more efficient manner. Gridmetrics it's utility in the ground. It's using very reliable fiber-based sources. And if you go deeper, it's not just about outages, it's about bringing a level of control and monitoring to the core of the power grid. And when that happens, latency is super important, and it needs to be extraordinarily reliable, and the Gridmetrics platform makes that possible.
The grid as we know it today is going to be fundamentally different than the grid of the future. And one of the biggest elements is the switch from sort of a supply side view of the world, that you can essentially generate more electrons and just generate your way out of these issues. As we try and decarbonize the grid at the same time that we switch to electric fuels, suddenly the grid edge becomes much more important. The action happens at the end of the system, right, where the demand is.
Our strategic direction as a nation, we want to put generation at the local level. As the shares of that generation increase, and that capability to measure the state is going to become more and more important. Right now, when I talk about reliability at the distribution level, it's like, are the lines down? Is the power on? As I introduce more generation, the definition of reliability is going to change at the distribution level. When I have generation at the local level that may be doing this and this and this, they're going to need more information, because those characteristics of reliability are going to be part of their business. That's an aha moment that they haven't gotten.
What have I seen in the technology world that is relevant to this situation? And that is the adoption of new technology. There's always a bit of a resistance to that. And if we've done anything as an industry in the broadband world, it's been respond to need. This isn't an illusion. This is going to happen, and you need to be more prepared than you think you are. Broadband on the Gridmetrics platform intersects with the grid because everything needs power to run. But with broadband, you get the intelligence too. So by leveraging that intersection, you can see exactly what's going on with the power grid without having to upgrade the power grid, right? You get that intelligence immediately. It's a kind of visualization that heretofore has just not been there.
I'm excited about the possibilities of actually solving these big problems at scale. And Gridmetrics is a platform that gives me line of sight on how we can actually do that.
If we can work this partnership intersection of the power grid and the broadband network, we can enable the power company to have a level of control and monitoring that they haven't had before. It means low latency switching, intelligent management of major power systems. I think the future is open, and with a smart grid, there's all sorts of possibilities.
Thank you.